With the system set to arrive later this year, here are all of the details that we know so far about the upcoming PS5 from Sony. With the sun setting on the PS4 and the Xbox One, the next generation line of systems is finally almost upon us. Alongside the Xbox Series X, this holiday season will also see the release of the PS5, the newest member of Sony's PlayStation family of consoles. While information on the long-awaited system was quiet for almost a year, last month finally, Sony lifted back the curtain on what is to be expected from the PlayStation 5, including several of its upcoming games and exclusives, its features, and the final design of the system itself. In the lead up to PlayStation 5's debut this holiday season, we're taking a look at everything that we know about the PS5 so far, from the console specs to what games are coming to the system in terms of exclusives and third parties, and more. Obviously, there are some major details that we don't fully know just yet about the system, like its price or release date, but as holiday 2020 draws near, we'll likely see the full picture of Sony's next-gen console sooner rather than later. So here are the PS5 specs. Even before we saw the system itself last month, Sony had released some information earlier this year on the tech specs that are going into its next generation system. Led by Sony's lead system architect and ASMR master Mark Cerny, the PS5 already looks to be a major leap in terms of technical achievements from the previous generation of consoles, with a breakdown of its most notable specs from Digital Foundry. The CPU will run at 8x Zen 2 cores at 3.5 GHz at variable frequency. The GPU will run at 10.28 teraflops at 2.23 GHz, variable frequency. The memory interface, or the RAM, is 16GB GDDR6. The memory bandwidth is 448 GB per second. The internal storage comes with a custom 825GB SSD drive. The system will also have a 4K UHD Blu-ray disc drive. Finally, the key technical feature that Sony has highlighted for the PlayStation 5 is its custom solid-state drive, which is aiming to give developers a significant leg up in terms of loading assets in-game and a more seamless gameplay experience for players with drastic and reduced or no in-game loading times. The system's GPU also features over 10 teraflops of power behind it, with the system also confirmed to support more intensive technical features such as ray tracing. The system's CPU features a custom chipset to support 3D audio, allowing for more immersive aural experiences while playing, such as giving a player a clear indication where enemies are in an environment, and more. The PS5 will support the PlayStation VR headset, but it seems more likely that we'll get a new iteration for this console. Alongside the console itself, one of the biggest changes from the past PlayStation consoles for the PS5 is the new controller called DualSense. Shifting away from the DualShock branding that has defined Sony's last 4 iterations of controllers, the DualSense controller is aiming to be something a little bit different from PlayStation's past controllers. From a quick glance, the most obvious change to the DualSense controller is that it's a bit bigger than its predecessor. The DualShock 4 with the controller's design a little closer to the style of the Xbox One controller. Likewise, the light bar that's present on top of the DualShock 4 controller has instead been shifted to the center and underneath the touchpad, giving it a more stylish glow around it. Some of the biggest new features of the controller that have been highlighted by Sony is aimed to give the player a more immersive experience while playing. An official video released by Sony for the DualSense controller, the video gives us a look at its haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, along with its built-in motion sensor. However, the overall layout of the controller is largely the same as the DualShock 4, with its analog sticks close together and the traditional D-pad and the button placements of the DualShock controllers. The center of the controller once again features a touchpad, and to the left and right are buttons that are taking in-game screenshots and videos, and the options button. DualSense controller also has a built-in speaker between the analog sticks and the PlayStation button, presumably used to return players to the system's main menu screen. Like the DualShock 4, the DualSense controller also has a plug at the bottom for players to use a headset or headphones while playing to listen to the in-game audio or chat with friends. The price is a major unknown right now for the PS5, as Sony has not officially confirmed a price point for the next generation system. However, some speculation and general predictions by games media and the industry as a whole have generally put the system in the ballpark of $399 and $599. Sony themselves have seemed unsure about what exactly the price of the system will be, as reports have signaled the system could come in much higher than expected to produce at manufacturer. However, assuming that the system is launched within the next 5 to 6 months, Sony will have to share this price point at some point in their future, with rumors indicating that the pre-orders for the system will likely go live in the near future. As shown in the company's PS5, the Future of Gaming event in June, Sony has revealed there will be 2 SKUs for the PS5 when it arrives later this year. One version with a physical disc drive, and a digital edition that will forego forgo physical media entirely. While Sony has been pushing for more towards digital sales in the past few years with the PlayStation 4, the company seems more intent to lean more on an all-digital future, but still providing that option to play physical games for those that want it. The introduction of 2 SKUs for the PS5 will likely have an influence on what the price of the PS5 will end up being between the digital and the iteration of the system with the disc drive. Presumably, the PS5 digital edition will likely be cheaper than the version with the disc drive as a way to incentivize consumers to go all digital with the next generation system. At the moment, my best guess for the digital edition of the PS5 will run between $499, while the version with the disc drive will either be $549 or $599. This is yet unknown at the moment, but based on speculation and some rough mock-ups on social media, PS5 might be a little larger than we expected, especially compared to the PS4. Using the system's disk drive as a rough basis to see how big the system could be, many mock-ups have surfaced online to give us a rough idea of what to expect from the PS5 in terms of size. Compared to this generation system and next-gen competitor, the Series X, the PS5 seems to be a much heftier system than we've seen in the past, with its unique design emphasizing its height. For PS5, backwards compatibility with the PS4 games have been confirmed, but not yet elaborated on what it entails and what it will extend to earlier PlayStation consoles. Earlier this year, Sony detailed that the PS5 at launch would support backwards compatibility with around 100 of the most popular titles, and that the system would eventually support the overwhelming majority of the system's current library. For now, it seems like backwards compatibility might be limited to the PS4 titles, leaving out PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, PS Vita, and PSP games, and that new titles will seemingly be rolled out like Microsoft did for the Xbox 360 and Xbox titles with the Xbox One. Likewise, Sony also announced new PS4 titles that are submitted for certification after July 13, 2020, will require to be support compatibility with the PS5, indicating we'll likely see some cross-gen titles later this year and beyond between the PS4 and the PS5. Sony's PS5 reveal in June gave us a much clearer idea of what games we can expect to arrive for the PS5 when it launches later this year. The biggest titles that were formally revealed for the PS5 include 2 new games by Insomniac Games, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Ratchet & Clank's Rift Apart, the long-awaited remake of Demon's Souls by Bluepoint Games, Horizon Forbidden West, and many more. Several major third-party titles have also been confirmed for the system, such as Resident Evil Village, Pragmata, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Hitman 3, alongside new indie titles like Bugsnax, Goodbye Volcano High, Oddworld, Soulstorm, and more. Here are some other games that are planning to be on the PS5. As of this video, Sony is still being coy with the exact release date of the PS5 and when it will arrive. Right now, the only firm answer that we have is the system will arrive by holiday 2020, so expect it sometime within October-December frame time. At this point, November seems the most likely candidate, given that both the PS3 and the PS4 have also launched in November. Sony will likely want the system to launch within a Black Friday and holiday shopping season. Along with the recently delayed Cyberpunk 2077 from September to mid-late November, the anticipated title's new release date has fueled some speculation that both the PS5 and the Series X should arrive by then. Did you like this video? Please check out some more of our other stuff. For more writings like this, visit DualShockers.com, leave a like and subscribe, we really want to build this channel, and thank you so much for watching.